this is Steven, and today I'm going to do another little bit of a ramble. It's not going to be about AI this time. It's going to be about uh, other technology stuff, computer stuff. It's. I'm a hoarder. There's no way of being around the bush. I collect things. I like to collect things. I like to get little bits of things and be like, oh look, this is cool. I'm going to keep this forever. It. I have always had this problem. Um, Now it's mostly digital, but I mean it's still physical also. But like with games, I have a big collection of games, both digital and physical, and just little items and whatever. So if like anyone who knows me will say, yeah, he has a big collection of whatever it is. But this also applies to other things, like growing up before high speed internet. I would go on the internet, and I would, download all these, text files from GameFAQs, because it's like, oh, these all this, secrets and Easter eggs and game guides. Well, I gotta collect them all, and I gotta save them for when I'm not able to get online. And it's like, oh, like what happens if they, disappear? Like, what if they're no longer available? So a lot of my time uh, growing up, you know, part of this, the internet when it's in its infancy, I collected everything, and so I had, uh, because storage was computer storage was very limited at the time. I would spend a lot of time making backups, and so I would have CDs and DVD and eventually DVDs that just had like all of the stuff that I had collected. And then when finally had high speed internet and that was more of a thing, yeah, I would have like TV shows from my childhood that I would just save onto these CDs and DVDs. And then eventually, uh, when external hard drives started becoming a little bit more affordable, and I had, was able to buy one, then I was like, oh, I can just have this external hard drive to store things on rather than having to, CDs and DVDs, because the external hard drive can store more data. Like, ooh, look, this can store, 100 gigabytes. Woo! And uh, 100 gigabytes is a lot, but also nowadays it's like not as much as it could be. Like now, I have drives that are like 2 or 3 terabytes. So, that's a lot of data. But here the thing is that okay, there was one period of time where I had all these CDs and DVDs, and so I spent a weekend or something like that, uh, copying all the information off of these stacks of CDs and DVDs, and putting them into a folder on my computer. And then, uh, what I was going to do was I was going to then, move that big folder onto an external hard drive. And then at some point, I was having computer problems or whatever, and so I was like, okay, I'll just, I'll reinstall my operating system, reformat or whatever. And I thought I had backed up, all my, main files, except I forgot that mega folder on my desktop that had everything from the CDs and DVDs. Because, you know, why would anyone keep important documents or files on the desktop? The desktop is for like shortcuts, not for actual files. So I didn't even consider looking on my desktop when I was doing like a backup before I was reinstalling my operating system. And so after the reinstall, I was looking for the folder. I was like, oh crap, oops. And so luckily, I was able to use like a recovery tool to find the files, the folder. I was able to get most of the stuff. I know not all of it, and a lot of the metadata was lost, but I I was able to kind of save at least as much as I could. Uh, but yeah, it's like why I should have moved the stuff to an external hard drive like immediately. But so that wouldn't be a problem though. Like look, losing the hard drive, the folder wouldn't have been as big of a deal if not for the fact that after I had copied everything onto the folder, I destroyed the CDs and DVDs. I like cut them up because I was like, oh no, it's my data, and after I got it onto the computer, this is no longer necessary. I don't want to just throw it away because what if somebody opens up the CDs and steals my information? So yeah, I destroyed the stuff after I copied them onto my computer. And then, so yeah, I almost lost so much data. And the thing is that this was like 12, 13, 14 so odd years ago. I don't think I've even like touched or looked at any of that stuff since then. So now the question is why? Why stress about trying to save everything if it's not important enough to like need it again immediately? So that's something that I'm kind of thinking of. I was working on something that inspired me to think about all this stuff. So yeah, I hopefully this will make me, this recent thing that I was working on inspiring me. Hopefully this will make me not stress, not worry about trying to, save cause I have boxes of stuff from like high school and middle school and whatever. Like, save. I don't need to save all this stuff. The things that are important will probably be saved, but deciding what is important and what is not is something that I need to work on. And I think we all kind of need to think about that. Like, what is important? Save what is important. Don't worry about what is not. So, like 100 years from now, nobody's gonna be like, oh look, there's this big, hard drive of, stuff that, Steven collected and saved. Nobody's gonna care. So I need to focus on what is important. All right, that's it for now. Thanks for listening, and I will talk to you again real soon.